when you look at the African population and and all the different problems that can be solved in Africa and applied to the rest of the globe,
absolutely,
right? Because the problems in here in America, whether it's in a rural area or urban, is the same as it is in Africa. There's so many different problems to solve.
Absolutely.
So, what are some areas that your fund is looking to invest in terms of problem solved? And feel free to mention companies by name.
No problem. So look, it actually illustrated one of our theses in terms of building for Africa, but also for the world. So that's what I've realized also, is that once we started talking to people about this thesis, people reached out to us, said, look, don't you have a medical device that is CE mark or USFDA approved, that is quality and is affordable, that we actually can tech transfer to the US? What does it tell you? That means that the solutions we're developing for low resource environment are actually applicable anywhere else.
And you said something very important, in a low resource environment.
Exactly, yes.
Because even in the US, that's the one thing, whether it's a strategic or investor is trying to understand is that, okay, this problem that we're going to solve, can it be done in a low resource environment?
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Because considering all the macroeconomic factors happening in the world these days, I mean, it takes a lot of money to take a medical device to market. But you want to be as efficient with that capital as possible.
Absolutely. The unit economics around all these things is very critical. And I think you mentioned one of the things that also we advise with the partnership we have with Vilgro Africa, who has deep expertise in terms of regulatory approvals. We help companies locally go through that regulatory approval process and help them navigate and figure out, okay, how should I apply to any of the local regulatory approvals, regional ones, but then have a pathway to hack to international ones as well. And so usually, for instance, if you're a company from Kenya, you've managed to have local regulatory approval and then regional one, we advise you actually go and get CE mark or USFDA or ISO certification before you get any of those ones, because that prepares you for scaling even on the continent. So once you get a USFDA, when you go to Nigeria and you say, oh, my product is USFDA approved, they don't ask you that many questions, right? But if you say it's just Kenya approved, it's Kenya approved, they say, okay, do we have a partnership? They ask too many questions. So it helps us fast track, go to market for a lot of these companies that way.
Interesting.